Here's the sentence. The universe feels and the universe feels love. Okay? Like, wow. Okay? The universe feels and the universe feels love. Okay? So what does that mean? So there's two basic positions in the world. And Tom Goddard, this is for you. Okay? There's two basic positions that have been the positions, right, in reality for the last couple of hundred years. They've existed in different ways for a couple of thousand years, but in the last couple of hundred, they dominate all thought about the nature of reality. Everyone ready? Who's ready? Because I want to go for like a deep 2 minutes, okay? You ready to like go all the way? I'm going to go all the way, okay? Like all the way, all the way, all the way. This is like a deep new piece, like a deep new piece. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. So the two basic positions are dualism and materialism. Now you're like, why is Mark talking about a serious thing now? Because it's serious, but it's the deepest play in the world. So dualism says, okay, dualism says there is spirit, godness, divinity, and there's body, okay? And the two are utterly separate, but that's called dualism. Now, how dualism came into being is a very interesting story, which I'm not going to tell now, but dualism makes this radical split. Descartes was a dualist. The church adopted dualism. And the idea is that matter is inert, I-N-E-R-T. Does that work in Europe? Our friends in Europe and our friends in Asia, inert. Anyone can spell that? I-N-E-R-T. I'll try it. Inert, meaning, right? Inert means, right? Thank you, right? It's inert, right? It's not moving. And it was really important for the church to say that because, for example, the church wanted to say that only Jesus, who is spirit, could work miracles in the body because the body's inert, right? So no one else can work miracles but, right, Jesus, because the body itself is inert, right? The body itself is dead, right? Right? The body relates to spirit. Spirit and body talk to each other. How that happens is the great mystery of dualism, which is hard to figure out. And the critique of dualism is called, how does the interaction happen? What's the interactionism between the two? How could that possibly happen? How do the two interact? And the answer is usually some form of God's omnipotent and all-powerful, so God can make it work. That's basically dualism, okay? Then there's materialism. Materialism is actually the same as dualism. Materialism is actually the materialism of the 17th century, the dualism of the 17th century became the materialism of the 19th century, meaning materialism is just dualism without one half. That's a big statement, and it's you knock off spirit, right? Spirit's not real. So what do we have left? Matter. And is matter alive? Of course not. Matter is inert. Matter is dead particles of matter, right? Does everyone get that? Because essentially that was the stream. That's where we went to. We got to basically materialism, which is inert matter. And if you read every philosophy book, in every philosophy department around the world, there's this big fight between dualism and materialism. Dualism has the problem of interactionism, meaning how do the two act together? How does spirit and matter talk to each other? But materialism has much, much bigger problems. I'm just going to tell you two of them, okay? One is value, right? We have a sense that there's value in cosmos. There's the good, the true, and the beautiful. And that those values are backed by reality. Those are expressions, they're intrinsic, right? We have the value of fairness, justice, but that we sense that that's not just a social construction, right? Right? The great materialist Bertrand Russell ran into trouble with his materialism, and he said, you know, although I can't, based on my materialism, I can't refute the subjectivity of values. I mean, the values are merely subjective, they're merely made up, but I still can't believe that the only thing wrong with wanton cruelty is that I don't like it. That's Bertrand Russell, 1925, who wrote with Alfred North Whitehead, Principia Mathematica. So Russell says the problem with materialism is, right, it just can't be that the only problem, right, with wanton cruelty is that I don't like it. It means we have a sense that our values are ultimate, but materialism doesn't allow for it. Did you get that? Number two, we have a sense of our freedom. And our freedom might be more limited than we think, but we have a core, intuitive, deep knowing that we make choices. And we base our entire life on our capacity to make choices. So we know that truth lives in us, but actually materialism doesn't allow for it. Materialism, right, has to suggest a world in which everything's determined. So, for example, materialism cannot account for value, and materialism can't account for freedom. So that's two examples of the critique of materialism. And so there's this huge battle raging. Okay, now, Goddard, Ronaine, Tom, this is for you. Here you go. You ready? So the truth is both are wrong. Those are old, limited conceptions. If you actually weave together a new Dharma, you actually weave together, right, a new integration of the best information we have in the interior and exterior sciences, you realize that there's one huge mistake made. You ready for this? Matter is not inert. Matter is not dead, right? Matter is not inanimate. Actually, reality is sentient. Reality is alive all the way up and all the way down. And that's, of course, our first-person experience. Our first-person experience, we have a body, right? A body, a physical body that's material, and that body feels. That's actually the only internal first person we have available in the world is that truth. And when we gather the facts, which I can't do right now, I can't do like 2 hours on this, although I'm tempted to, but I won't, I promise, right? But we've been talking about this for 2, 3, 4 years together in our deeper study structures. We actually realize that reality is alive, that actually allurement is the core structure of reality, right? Reality, there's interior prehension. Prehension means, right, there's a proto-desire to touch in all of reality. All of reality is reaching towards each other, right? Reality is, in its deepest structure, outrageous love. But outrageous love means that reality is allured. Particles are allured to each other. They're drawn together, and they're uniquely allured in particular ways. And they're allured according to particular codes of meaning in the very first nanoseconds of the Big Bang. And that actually is the structure of reality. And that reality has telos, that allurement has direction. And in the inner quality of that allurement is love. So here's the sentence, the first sentence of our code. It's shocking. The universe feels and the universe feels love. Now, you get that now? That's not a casual statement, right? The dualism can't say that because God feels the universe is inanimate matter. The materialist can't say that, right? Because what do rocks feel? But we actually realize that dualism and materialism are both incomplete. And there's actually a deeper reality that transcends both of them, which actually explains, Occam's razor explains reality better than anything we know, and we know its truth in our own interiority, which is the universe feels, and the universe feels love. Wow. And the love that I feel is part of the love that the universe feels. And when I go deep inside, the universe is in me and I'm in the universe, right? Occam's razor. Occam's razor means the simplest explanation, the deep, simple principle that explains, right, all available data in the best possible way. That's Occam's razor. That's what it's called. That's what I was referring to. Thanks for asking, love. Okay? Wow, the universe feels and the universe feels love. Like, wow. Wow. Okay, so that is a new understanding. That is, right, that's a new, it's not dualism. It's not materialism. It's the pan-interiority of all of reality. It's a pan-depthism, right? Reality has depth, right? Reality has experience. It's a pan-experientialism, right? It's the pan-depth of all of reality. There is no reality that doesn't have an interior. Reality's interiors and exteriors all the way up and all the way down. And therefore, I begin to realize my love story is included in the love story of reality. And values are more real than I ever possibly imagined them to be.